Hey, I'm Scott with Home Perfect Restoration, and I have with me Chris Lizarraga with Chris Lizarraga Insurance Agency. And I wanted to bring Chris in because we've been talking on our social media for years about the importance of having a local insurance agent and kind of their roles and the benefit to you as the insured of having a local agent. So we got Chris here, a couple questions that he can expand on and talk more about. We've been working with Chris now for a couple years. And he does right by his clients on every single claim. He's there for them. And one of the big things that we always talk about is the benefit of having a local insurance agent. So I guess coming from you, what would you be saying to your client? Why is it best to have you compared to going to 1-800-INSURANCE, we'll say, to find their insurance company?
Well, the thing is a lot of people don't really think about, like, online. You're not the expert that's going in there and actually verifying their coverage and stuff. You're just either you're on eSurance, getting a quote online or whatever, and you're maybe missing out on some coverages, or maybe you have somebody on the other side that's not looking out for your best interest. Just maybe you're paying too much. Who knows? Maybe you're overinsured. It's just better to have somebody have a conversation to make sure that somebody has like the right coverage and that they could still afford it and not have to eat top ramen and stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we see a lot of your discount insurance is discount insurance. It doesn't cover anything. It doesn't cover testing or backups or bacteria. It could be an ACV policy instead of an RCV, which just means that you're going to get what that material is worth at a depreciated value. So having a local agent to really talk to you about where you're at, what your concerns are, how many people are in your household, kind of really just understanding you as your family is going to help them package the best plan for you or the best policy. Because we do run across it where people don't have backup insurance, for example, and then they have, $40,000-$50,000 of damage because their toilet backed up, and now the homeowner's on the hook for that, where if they had an agent, they could have really talked about the importance of having that added as an endorsement to their policy. Because a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of endorsements that you can add that not having a local agent, they may not be checking those boxes for you. So another question is, can you speak to maybe some of the endorsements or some of the extra coverages that you would be putting into a policy, like mold and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they'll have like a mold exclusion that you could actually add an endorsement to remove the exclusion. You could add more building ordinance coverage, which is important if you're going to rebuild.
Right.
Loss assessment. There's a lot of things that it's kind of like your auto policy that you don't really think about. Like if you had compared to like a liability, maybe you don't have uninsured motor or stuff like that. Same with the home. There's a lot of things that we could talk about, like line item by line item. But at the end of the day, I mean, just to make sure that you're, properly protected, it makes everybody have a great day. Scott, me,
right,
the client, which is more important. So. Yeah.
And I guess what we always tell people is if you have a water damage, before you file a claim, if you have a local insurance agent, call that local insurance agent or call a restoration company. Do you kind of have that same belief?
Yeah, I always think that the first port of contact should be the agent so that he can refer somebody to come out like Scott to kind of get his opinion of the actual claim. Because a lot of times it's probably not worth filing because, you can only file so many claims. So Scott's the expert and he knows, he knows basically the ins and outs of if something did happen, where to go from there. And it's easier then you have two people on the one client kind of leading them, and the claim's actually a lot better instead of having the client just call the carrier and then they're kind of lost. So.
Right, it protects your book of business in a way if they didn't need to have a claim. But really, as the insured, what a lot of people don't know is you can file a claim and then you get somebody out there and it turns out that the damage is not as severe as you thought, or it's less than your deductible.
Yeah.
And you can try to withdraw that claim, but they can still raise your rates because insurance companies are really analyzing their risk. So they're saying you had one water damage, so the likelihood of you having another could be higher because maybe the pipes are getting older or whatever. So you want to make sure that before you put your insurance on notice and file that claim, that you actually really need to file a claim, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's so many things that we can go into. If you have any questions or comments, post it here. How can they get in touch with you if they want to talk to you about insurance?
I mean, you could just call me directly. That's probably the easiest way, at 951-234-4720, and we could go over whatever you'd want to talk about.
Perfect. And who do you guys write for? Because you're a broker, so you write for multiple.
We write with over 50 different insurance carriers, so we're not biased about anybody. We love everybody, depending on what the situation. So if somebody does have a lot of claims, we have something for them. If they don't, if they just want the good coverage, good company, bundles, we also do those. So
perfect. All right, well, that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them here. We can try to address them for you. You can email us, info@homeperfectsocal.com, and we can get back to you with any specific questions you have, or just call our office, 951-303-1333. Thanks.